Okay, so I'm going to be doing my FE practice problem on ethics and professional practice. As you can see, it's roughly about 46 questions on this topic for the FE. This comes straight from the specifications for the FE for civil engineers. So there's different topics for ethics and professional practice. There's codes of ethics, professional liability, licensure, sustainability and sustainable design, professional skills, contracts and contracts law. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at an example. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this example. This is ethics and it has to do with obligation to employers and clients. So the question is, under what circumstances can a registered engineer sign and seal plans or documents he or she did not prepare? Alright, so your options are A, registered engineers can coordinate projects that include segments that are not competent in if qualified registered engineer signs and seals plans or documents for those segments of the project. Then B, under no circumstances. C, if the plans or documents were prepared by someone under the registered engineer's direct supervision and the registered engineer is an expert in the subject matter. And then D, when practicing in a state different than the one in which the engineer is registered. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a few seconds to think about which answer you would select here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our options here. So A actually is a true statement, but it's not really relative to what we were asked up here. So we can go ahead and eliminate A and say this probably isn't the right answer for this question. B, under no circumstances, this is not a true statement. So we're going to go ahead and eliminate that. And then C is the right answer. So if the plans or documents were prepared by someone under the registered engineer's direct supervision and the registered engineer is an expert in the subject matter, they can indeed sign and seal the plans or documents. Okay, so the reason why C is the correct answer to this question is that plans or documents prepared under the direct supervision of a registered engineer, where the engineer is an expert, can indeed be signed and sealed by the engineer, assuming he or she has reviewed the plans or documents. Let's go ahead and put that into a little bit of perspective. So let's go ahead and say you work at an engineering firm and you're a licensed registered engineer at this firm, and you're working with 3 other people on one collective project. Let's say you're building a structure for your client. So you might not necessarily work on every single part of the project plans with these 3 people, but at the end of the day, when you guys are preparing your report and presenting your plans to your client, you are going to be the one that signs and seals those plans. Doesn't necessarily mean you develop every single one of those specs or whatever it may be, but you are the expert in this situation, and so you will be the one that signs and seals. But this is assuming that you as expert understand everything that is in those plans or documents and that you are signing off on them. So you're responsible for those project plans. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick look at why D wasn't the right answer for this question. When practicing in a state different than the one in which the engineer is registered, a registered engineer cannot sign off on any plans or documents. So this is, so let's go ahead and take an example. If I was working here as a registered engineer in Arizona for a few years, but then got a job in Colorado and moved back there, I could not sign off on projects, any plans or documents for those projects until I become a registered engineer in that state. This doesn't necessarily mean I have to retake the professional engineering exam licensing test, but I do have to pay registration and licensing fees for that state in order to be able to sign off on different plans or documents like this example presents. Alright, so I hope this goes ahead and gives you a little idea of what ethics questions will be like on the FE in the future. Thank you.